We are on our way to the fabric shop because I'm going to get some fabric to hopefully make something for Gabs, if it turns out. We'll see how it turns out. I'm sure when I was a kid that there was loads more fabric shops. I often remember going shopping with my mum and finding bits of fabric to make things, and now there just aren't as many. I buy most of my fabrics online now, but sometimes you just want to go into a shop and actually feel the fabric before you buy it. We've been coming to this shop for years, and there's no doubt about the fact that it really does have some beautiful fabric, but it also has a lot of the same fabric, which is very common in fabric shops. It has a lot of cottons, it has a lot of upholstery fabric. These cottons are absolutely beautiful, and this would have been perfect for my Day of the Dead last week, although I do like the pink. But the problem is that when you're looking for a very specific fabric, it's hard. Once you narrow down the colour, the type of fabric that you're looking for, it ends up not being a huge amount of choice. So we've chosen the swim shop fabric, but we don't think they've got any there.
The gonads are going to be unprotected.
Can't open it out there. Graphic. We really needed some mesh for inside these swimming shorts, and we did find some power mesh, which will be fine. In the end, we got what we needed. It wasn't exactly what we wanted, but I'm sure it will do the job just fine. And then in the end, we also had a chance to stop in at a charity shop and look through some of the patterns. These were 50p a pattern, and I was kind of hoping that there might be a swimming shorts pattern in there, but there wasn't. I still bought a couple of the patterns because at 50p a pattern, you can't say no. It is another insanely hot day today. So it's 35 degrees at the moment, and it's set to keep going up. So
Yay!
and I've run out of ink. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go and get some more ink. But Gabs is out with the car at the moment, so I feel like printable patterns are supposed to be easier. So it's a few hours later. I had to go out and get ink. The car was like 41 degrees. It's crazy. But I've now got the ink on my printer, printed out my pattern, and I'm trying to figure out how to put this together. I'm hoping it's not too hard. But I already need a lot of paper, a lot of ink. And this is a very expensive garment already. And now I'm going to need lots more tape. Don't bring that there, it's not stuck up there.
Again, while I had a week off,
It's so hard to get it to...
projects, and I sold some projects, and today I made this, which was one of the projects that I had sold. I had cut out while I was off because it seems really nice. I love having sold projects cut.
Never ending. Never ending. The never ending. This is swim shorts. Can you imagine if I was making a long dress? It has genuinely taken me the best part of 2 hours to print and stick together the like 25 sheets of pattern. Bearing in mind I'm making shorts. It's not like I'm making a gown. I'm making shorts. And then it took me ages to work out the measurements because they're in centimetres, and I don't really work in centimetres, I work in inches. And also it took me ages to figure out that the measurements were the pattern measurements, not the made up measurements. So like if a waist measurement, well, I had to halve the waist measurement to get, very confusing, but I finally figured out what size I'm supposed to cut for Gabs. And if you look at this, it has all these different lines. so you know which size to cut. And if you look in between those two lines, there's a really faint line that you can barely see, which is yellow, which is the size that I need for Gabs. Of course it is. Why wouldn't it be? So now I'm going to try and follow that yellow line just there and see if I can just cut out the shorts pattern now, because now I've just got a massive piece of paper. And now I need to try and cut it into what resembles a pattern for a pair of shorts. It's going to take me longer to get the fabric and make the pattern than it is to make the shorts. Quick, easy job. This was supposed to be a quicker and easier way of doing a pattern, and I can't make sense of it. I'm looking through the instructions now. I've actually got all the patterns out. It doesn't make any sense. Also, fabric layer. I'm guessing that means fabric fold. So that's where you should cut on the fold, I think. Oh my god, this pattern is terrible. But I did look at the reviews, and so many of the reviews are like, oh, this pattern's excellent, this pattern's great. So now I've gone and looked at more detail at the reviews, and there are people saying, but they're complaining about different things from me. They're saying that they didn't get a full pattern instruction. I definitely don't have full pattern instruction either, but mine's more pockets. The pockets don't make sense, and the pictures on the pattern don't coordinate with what I've got. How can that be a pocket? I don't really understand that. I'm very confused. I don't think that's going to work with a pocket. I have got a pocket pattern downstairs. I might just try and use that. I think I'm going to fiddle a bit with the pattern. I wish I'd just used my trouser pattern that I've got anyway, which I have cut out and ready, and could have done genuinely about 4 hours ago.